Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is another beautiful day, and we are so excited to come to you today. My name is Monica Henderson, and I'm the founder and creator of MinkLife Motivation. And I am so excited to be with you on this Monday. And we are going to get this party started. We have such a packed show for you today. And so I am just going to kick it off. A little bit about MinkLife Motivation is that we are coming to you every week with this show to kind of share with you the little tidbits about what we do at MinkLife Motivation, but also to bring you those experts. And so our program focuses on personal, business, brand, and network development. And our mission is to help people change their lives and grow their businesses by using the MinkLife Motivation Training System. And this week, we are going to help you get motivated, stay inspired, keep networking, and gain knowledge so that you and everyone that you know and love can live a life that is designed by you, for you, healthier, wealthier, and more fulfilled. This week, we have quite a few people to introduce you to, and I want you to get to know them so quickly here. And so I want to introduce and ask all of my guests who are coming on today, what motivated you to be a part of the next global virtual conference? I don't know if you guys caught us last week, but we were talking all about the conference that's coming up. And this month is really conference season. So we're going to bring you new content. And so if all of my guests could come in and share what got you motivated to be a part of the next global virtual conference. And I'm going to start with Melissa Deely. Melissa is one of my newer friends, but I am so excited to have her not only on this show, but a part of the conference. What got you motivated to be a part of this of the conference?
Well, first of all, meeting you and your energy and falling in love with you right away. I want to be a part of whatever you're working on, Monica, but also I have a message that I want to get out to people. And that message is your health is your wealth. And what greater opportunity than a conference like this that is looking at such a holistic approach to helping people reshape their lives. And so I was super excited about the opportunity to share and offer people alternatives on their healing journey, or just the education around the importance of being proactive in our health journey.
Absolutely. I'm excited to bring you to the conference. And so for everyone to get to know you, because it was an instant girl crush, I think, on both of our, I was like, oh my God, I love her. I want to keep her and hold her. And I need to have her with everything with me. So I was super stoked that she even said yes. And you guys are all going to be in for a treat. She will be sharing a little bit later what exactly she's going to be doing on the conference. But I wanted to, because we have a lot of guests today, and I wanted to get to our next guest, who is a friend to the show and one of my many sidekicks. Her name is Marcia McCray, and she is on today, and she's going to share what got you motivated, Marcia. By the way, hello, you're looking fabulous.
Hello. Thank you. Hello, everyone. No, I'm really happy and I'm really excited about this next global virtual conference. What got me involved was the principles, the MinkLife Motivation Principles program. That literally changed my life. And so going through that program made me want to go be a part of MinkLife Motivation and this conference. And it's just going to be fierce, off the chain. So that's why.
Well, anytime I can spend a weekend with Marcia, I'm taking it. We're trying to get her to import her to California for a little while, but COVID's kind of kicking our butt in that case. But I'm so excited, Marcia, to have you a part of this show today, but also to have you a part of the conference, and just to have you as, you know, a person who's an advocate for MinkLife Motivation Principles. And I just, girl fest, literally, I'm sorry guys, but there's a whole lot of crushing that's going to happen on this call today. You just got to be prepared for it, because these are all people that I adore personally. And I think the feeling is mutual. We talk about mutually benefiting relationships in the program. And I think all of us have kind of gotten that from each other. So I'm super excited. The next person that I want to introduce you to is Jan. Jan is another instant love affair. I haven't known her very long, but she is a dynamic woman who really kind of helps people empowered. And so, Jan, tell us what got you motivated to do the MinkLife Motivation, the next global virtual conference, and why are you excited to be a part of it?
Well, it's wonderful to be here, Monica. I like to from the moment I talk to you, because any woman who's passionate about something, but not just passionate, but takes action, because we can be passionate about things, but we don't do anything about it. But you took action, and on a big scale. It's a lot of work what you're putting together. And so I just go hats off to you, right? That's a big thing. So why I wanted to be part of it, Monica, is because I honestly believe that we have a massive issue going on right now. And it's not COVID. It is the fact that women are earning so much less than men. In Canada, the average woman entrepreneur earns $68,000 less than a male entrepreneur. And that was a study that was done by PayPal. So this wasn't some tabloid, that you see at the newsstand that has all sorts of sensational things. This is PayPal that's saying this. And when I hear that, I just want to cry, because $68,000 is a lot of money. And, Harvard Business Review said that women have the opportunity to change the world, but we can't be broke and change the world. And for me, sales is what it's all about. So I'm motivated to share, the whole idea of really selling like a queen instead of a pauper. Because we need women who are wealthy. We need financially empowered women in the world, because if we're going to change the world, you just don't do it when you're broke. So sales is the fastest, quickest way for women to earn money, and that's why I want to be part of your speaker summit.
I told y'all. Didn't I tell you? I told you this is a dynamic group of people, and this is just a fraction of what's going to happen this weekend. And of course, you can sell like a king as well, but that is normally where her business and her love is really kind of helping women. But those tips actually can be used both on both sides of the aisle. So we're so excited to have Jan be a part of the conference. I am excited to hear her topics. This is the first time of all of the conferences that we put on that I'll actually be able to see the breakout speakers. So I'm super excited about that as well. So next, I want to introduce you to Andrea Gewirtz. I said it this time the right way. And she, as you know, is one of my best friends and my sidekick, and we work really closely together every week, and she's been on the show 1,001 times and is essentially the honorary co-host of the show for sure. Andrea, what got you motivated, to be a part of the conference?
What got me voted? Well, okay, so I'm always around, so I'm going to be a part of the conference. I don't know if I get a choice in the matter, but actually, not a but. And actually, that's an honor for me. Even though I'm here working on licensing and really promoting the MinkLife Motivation principles out in the marketplace, I'm like the two women who just preceded me, Melissa and Jan, health and wealth are my jam too. And so I am just super, I can't wait to hear your talks. And I'm like, ooh, I like them. I like that. I like that. And so I, like Monica, I'm just motivated to really help get brilliant voices out there and sharing what their genius is and bringing it to the world. Because as Jan said, she's my new bestie, doesn't know it yet. But women have to make that money so that we can change the world. Because I'm just tired of waiting on it, waiting for it, or whatever, what have you. It's over. It's just time to pull, not the bull, whatever, by the horns and say, enough with this, let's just get it done. Because as we well know, all the countries that were led by women don't have a COVID crisis. That's saying something. So in that vein, and with that spirit, I am thrilled that I'm partnering with all of you on this call, and who aren't on the call that I know about through a Trello board, that we're going to do great things. And so I'm talking about sphere of influence, but here I am surrounding myself with a new sphere of influence. I'm all about connecting too, and really connecting the dots and people. And as my children say, there's not a rock she won't talk to. Amen to that. And because who knows what's going to come back from that rock, because we all have a voice. So we're going to all exercise that this time. and just crush it. And I'm just terribly excited to get to know all of you too. So yay us.
Yay. You know, that was one of the messaging pieces when we were putting together the messaging for this conference. It was, no one's going to save us. We have to save ourselves, right? It's like politicians aren't going to do it. Celebrities aren't going to do it. All these people, these talking heads out there are not going to do it. We actually have to do it ourselves. And we need to band together in order to do that. And so, like, again, a fraction of the army of amazing people who are going to be at the conference. If you have not decided to do it, I hope this show today will actually help you understand how powerful of a weekend it's going to be. So the next person that I want to introduce you to is Wanda. And Wanda is also a new friend of mine and a new teammate of mine. We just joined a network group together. She's been a part of it, and I just joined. And I, instantly another person who I was like, oh, I see you. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see you. But another dynamic person who really is heart driven. Every person on this call is heart driven and passion driven and wants to make a difference. And so that's why they're here, which means we will all fight for you harder than anybody else will, because it's not about the bottom line for us. It's about really making a difference in your life. And Wanda is no exception to that role. So Wanda, why are you motivated to be a part of this conference?
Well, what everybody was saying, Monica, thank you so much. I mean, you're right. We just instantly connected, So my passion to help people has always been my passion. I was a social worker, then I was in business with IBM Corporate, then I retired, and then I got into my own rebranding, W.D. Pearson from Legal Shield Associates. So basically, I am really there to share, to help people during this uncertainty time. With the COVID that's happening here, we all need help, right? And we just never know. And like you said, women are being left behind. Well, we want to make sure that our legal rights are protected as well. But my passion in social work to help others as much as I can. I actually started getting out there. After I retired, I became the networking queen. And then what ended up happening was COVID happened. So I said I had to pivot. So pivoting means that I actually got my own, even my services are a legal shield, but also W.D. Pearson Associates to empower, educate. And my passion is to educate. And I love to educate and let people know what kind of services I handle, serve. And also, it's just sad what's happening out here. And a lot of people don't have that legal protection. So I am here to help. And I am so honored, Monica, that you thought of me to bring me on this, because that was one of my affirmations, to be able to speak at conferences. So you have just blessed me. God is so good, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Well, it is one of my things that I don't want to do, is actually to speak and be on a platform in this way. But I know that it is so important. As a real introvert, right, where I would really prefer for the money to meet me in my living room without me having to be outward at all. I realized that the only way we're going to get out there is if we do it. And it's a lot easier. I'm going to be honest with you, as an introvert, it is a lot easier to do something like this that's scary with all of you, right? Because I know you'll have my back, you'll make sure that I'm looking good, and the same vice versa, like we all kind of band together. And that is the most important part about having this conference. It really is about banding all those like minds together for us all to level up together, right? Not only the people who, my favorite part of the conferences has not been just the people who have spoken, but how afterwards they all lifted each other and kept working together and were helping the clients together. And, it was just really kind of this love fest. And so it's one of my reasons why I'm motivated to do these. Although it is exhausting, Jan, you're absolutely right. But the last but not least, I want to introduce you to, or reintroduce you to, or remind you of Irina. She has already been on the show before. She shared her entrepreneurial journey, and she is back this week because she is also going to be on the show. Irina, my love, why were you motivated to do this conference for the second time?
Well, I am motivated, first of all, because I enjoyed it last time. And this is a very different conference than any conference that I've been on. So I'm excited to be a part of it, and I really would be very upset if you didn't invite me. So I appreciate you did. And but the reason also why I would like to be on a conference and speak on a conference is already been spoken. Melissa and Andrea already said it. There is no wealth without health. There is no reason to fight for wealth, for success, for anything if you will pay for it with your health and you will not be around to celebrate. So I feel like I'm Paul Revere, who is going from conference to conference and screaming about it, that if we don't take care of ourselves, we will not be able to enjoy the results that we are fighting for. We will not be able to enjoy the company that we are sort of responsible for. And also, it's really cost so much to return back what we lost. So I'm here to scream about it with the chorus of those beautiful women here. And just to have fun, because this is a conference that we are having fun too. So that's me.
Absolutely. We have fun before, during, and after. So we have a speakers mixer that we kind of start to get to know each other. And I believe last time we had a speaker mixer before the conference, and I think we were on it 2 hours after it was supposed to be over because everyone was so in love with each other. So we do have a good time. And, you know, although we are helping with personal, business, brand, and network development, which all sound like very serious topics, right? Every single person who I have handpicked, every single person who is on this conference roster, they're going to bring the fun, they're going to bring the energy, they're going to bring the enthusiasm and their personalities for it. And I guarantee you there is somebody you're going to fall in love with at this conference. It's impossible for you not to fall in love with at least one of these speakers and say, you know what, I need you in my life. I want you to help me with whatever the problem is. Now, you guys all know that we're covering 24 different topics over the 2 days. And so if you haven't already got inspired by why they're motivated to do this, to actually purchase your ticket, I would say this whole entire group of people, all of them, everybody who's going to be on the conference, really do preach and teach and live the same thing. That was really important to me when we were walking through what the conference is about and why we chose these people. They're not a bunch of people who are just going to come on and say, you should do this because I said so, but they lived it. They experienced it. It came from the bottom of their soul, right? This desire to be able to help you on this conference. And so I wanted to ask the question to the group, a really simple question, but I think it's helpful for people to understand kind of what it is that you are inspired by. And so what is one thing that you do to keep yourself inspired? On the MinkLife Motivation Principles program, we talk about that being inspired helps you stay encouraged and keep moving forward. And right now, we all need as much encouragement as we possibly can, with no end in sight to this global pandemic. With if you're an American, it's especially a good time for you to have some inspiration to keep going because of the climate in America. With all those things going, we have these global changes that are happening that kind of look bleak. So, 2020 seems to have been a year that has really kind of been rough. But all of you have seemed to be thrivers in this. You guys have every single one of you I talked to on the phone, and you're like, got stuff going, it's happening, it's moving. And that takes a little extra grit. And so I want to know from each of you, what keeps you actually inspired to keep moving, to stay encouraged, and not only to do that for yourself, but also do it for other people. So I'm going to go where Zoom tells me to go. And Melissa, what about you? What keeps you inspired?
Well, I actually love what you said about us having walked the walk. And So 5 years ago, I was let go from my job. So way before COVID, but I know there's a lot of people out there that have been let go from their job. And I was at a conference that I chose to attend and heard someone speak. And they said, you can live a full and happy life if you do 3 things. And that was to find your purpose, never stop learning, and serve others. And that really resonated deeply with me. And I chose to step into that. And doing those 3 things has led me to where I am today with a whole new career as an integrative health practitioner. And it's exactly what I do. And that has me waking up inspired every single day to keep getting my message out and to serve my clients. And then watching the work and the transformation of my clients as they regain their health and feel so much better and step into more energy, that inspires me further to keep going, because I know my process works and I know I can help more people.
Oh, tear. That's beautiful. You know, that was one of the reasons why, you know, again, I was connected with you, because I knew it was coming from a genuine place and that you were like walking in the walk. But those 3 things are amazing. I know I couldn't have said it better myself. It really is kind of a great creed to live by. Andrea, what about you? What is the one thing that you do to keep inspired through all of this crazy?
All this crazy stuff. Well, first off, when everything started to devolve into what we are in now, I was very conscious of the fact that I had a choice. And I mean, it's a big part, sort of like Melissa said, of teaching the people around me that I know and care about that they have choices and that we get to exercise them every day. So the issue of choice is huge for me. And so I was like, well, you know, I'm going to finally be still for a minute. So what can I do? So I made a couple classes and I did this and I did that. And I looked up and I'm like, wow, I've gotten so much done. There's something to this stillness, right? So that's been exciting. And of course, Monica and I really cleaved together during this whole process. And if you've caught any of our lives, you've heard about how we've just been little ants working away on all these different things. So that's been a big thing. And I'm just inspired by, like Melissa said, my clients, seeing that change in people, seeing them embrace some better version of themselves inspires me to keep being better, keep bringing, you know, my gifts and talents to the fore, the information that I've called to them, and helping them create better tomorrows. I mean, for my family, for anybody that really wants to, you know, tango with me, I'm kind of like, let's do that. Oh, no sitting still. Okay, I know. I got a lot of tango buddies. It actually is on my list to learn how to tango, by the way. So tango's up there. So that to me that's my inspiration, is really, like I said, empowering women. Like all of you guys want to empower women, or business owners in particular. But I know the health gals on this call, we really understand the dilemma the medical institution presents to women, particularly. The lack of information, because things are really done for men. So really being at that forefront of options. I love options and exercising them. So that always inspires me. I think that you can ask Monica or Marcia. One of the most frustrating things is when I don't feel like I have options, I am grumpy. Ooh, girl. They will go, something's really wrong with Andrea. Maybe you need to take a walk.
True story.
No, it's ugly. So I guess for me, it's really the options. When the fires,
then we go back to the roadmap.
Right? When the hot fires were keeping me in the house, I was really, for the first time, one of those people like, oh my goodness, I physically cannot leave my home. And I hadn't ever contemplated that as reality. And fortunately, I know a few people. That would be Monica. She's right there to me. And she's like, why don't you just listen to some waves on your computer? I was like, oh, what a brilliant idea. And 20 minutes later, she's like, you're fixed. I'm like, I'm outside. So yeah, options and sharing with people that, you know, that keeps you alive too. So this has been all the way around. MinkLife, this quarantine have been blessings in a weird kind of way. So
yeah, we every time she spills stuff, we go back to the mat. Let's see the mat. let's go to the map and see what options you have to work on right
You
now.
have
or
options.
things
I'm like,
that you can do. There are
and
plenty
the
of
worst
options.
was she had never seen me so like I can't walk outside. My eyes
Yeah.
are burning. I'm coughing. I can't breathe, and it was really yuck. Yeah, Marcia and
Yeah.
Monica were like, "Ooh, girl, get her some help quick."
Wanda, what about you? What has been your inspiration? What has kept you moving forward in this pandemic and all this crazy?
Well, yeah, it is crazy. But what really inspired me, and 2020 was going to be my year, right? 2020 is, well, I'm going to get out there and do everything, and I'm going to, be out there. Then, like I said, I had to pivot. So then I said I would never do Facebook Live. Well, I became Facebook Live queen. So I became the virtual Facebook Live queen, right? But what motivated me mostly was the collaboration. That was my theme for this year, collaboration. Collaboration with other entrepreneurs to get their business out, to help them. But the main thing I tell you, and people, they probably see this now, they call me the will lady. I said, yeah, did you get your will done? So that motivated me to make sure, like with all your health, like you said, if you don't take care of your health, what happens? And then COVID happens and people say, oh, I don't need a will. What do you know what's going on out here today? So, having your legacy. So that motivation of making sure, and I have a passionate about that because we just never know. There's no age limit. So motivating me was to make sure that everybody was covered. And people know me. I am a passionate type of person that makes sure that you get what you got to get done. So I'm going to keep bugging you about that. But at the same time, I want to make sure that those, my power partners, professional services, financial, all of those power partners, how can we collaborate together? That is the biggest thing. That's what motivates me to get out here now. Now I'm going to be doing more. I do webinars. So I'm doing webinars. So Monica, when you came with this one, I said, wow, that's a great idea. So like I said, you're helping me with my first step to get out there and be like a speaker. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you planning that. So thank you, ladies.
No, it is, again, there's a saying that we have in the program. Technically it's by me, but the saying is, we can do anything by ourselves, but we can do everything together. And so I believe that wholeheartedly, that we can all achieve and stay lifted and inspired and happy, and kind of counteract some of the negative knowledge that's out there. This is all survivable, and we can have all of the things that we need to have in place if we just kind of stay focused. And so having, dynamic people like yourselves to help people march them right up to that moment is so important. So Irina, what about you? What has kept you inspired through this crazy time in our lives?
Well, there is a lot of inspirations for me because during these times, I met with so many wonderful people like you ladies right here. There are not everybody's fit on the screen who I met and who actually inspiring me by their actions, by what they're doing, what they're achieving, and I'm kind of like, I'll tag along. I will do something too. I know I can do it. I will do it. And one of the things that, like, for every day for me, what gets me out of bed is that I committed on the 26th of March to be outside and do a little bit pep talk for people, just for every day. So since March 26th, I'm out there thinking about what new I can say. Of course, there's not that many new points I could bring. It's over 100 episodes already, but I could say that it's always nice to hear from friends, from people who I work with, that, oh, I've seen your video, that one was good, oh, that one I needed to hear it that day. So that it's, bring something good to help somebody with their day. This is inspiring.
Oh, absolutely. She calls them her little walks and talks. I don't know if you guys get a chance to check them out on her Facebook page, but it really is. She does a little weather report, and then she kind of gives you a little helpful tip, and it's just a really cute 5-minute video and so much fun. But Irina is definitely one of my inspirations too. And I see how hard she is committed to getting her business really out there and sharing with those, especially in the diabetic community, that there are choices, options, and help out there. And she really wants to help them find some healing and wholeness. So it's inspirational to watch all of you really and what you were able to achieve in this time. Jen, what about you? What is your inspiration?
There are so many things that inspire me every single day. You know, I get to live on 20 stunning acres out in the woods in British Columbia here. So there's a lot that inspires me with that. But I think my greatest inspiration comes from working with my clients and having a huge why. You know, I heard probably about 6 months ago from one of the coaches I was working with that if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough.
Mm.
And so when I talk about my why and the number of women that I have seen, you know, struggling around the world, I spent 9 years living out of 2 suitcases, traveling, Monica, all over the world. So I saw a lot of struggles. And when a woman struggles, then the children struggle, the animals struggle, the pets struggle, so much suffering. And so, you know, that's why my mission is to empower the women in developed countries to really earn enough money so that we can only take care of ourselves well and take care of all the health things that we need to, but then also to be able to make a difference around the world. So, you know, I was up at 5 o'clock this morning and it was cold. It's almost freezing right now here. And so when I get out of, that alarm goes off and I think, okay, I could roll over and it would be really super easy to go back to sleep for another couple of hours. And then into my head comes some woman that I remember, you know, from one of my places of travel where she was struggling and hoping to sell me that scarf or that bag to put a meager meal on the table for her children. And I think, oh my goodness, Jan, no matter how bad we have it here, it really is a silk curtain compared to so many parts of the world. And so I get my butt out of bed, Monica, you know, that's my motivation. So I just think about these people, these, you know, who are really struggling, who are really, really struggling. And I think, okay, I can make a difference. And then I just get out of bed and I get on with it, you know, and do what I need to do. And that's to really inspire, teach, motivate, encourage, and make sure that the women that I am in contact with and through my programs, that they are increasing their income, doubling their income, and are learning how to build thriving businesses despite COVID.
Absolutely. Yes. I like Andrea's yes. It will, you know, you're so right? Sometimes gratitude for what we have in comparison to what someone else is going through is really kind of a good way to remind yourself that it's not that bad. And I've enjoyed the quarantine for the most part because it's given me a gift of time that I didn't have before, and a gift of the ability to see my child more often. Although, you know, there are times where I wish I saw less of my family because we're 24 hours in the same space, right? But then there were so many times where, you know, we were just passing each other. And so that inspiration of like just being in gratitude for what we could be way worse. All of our bills were paid, and there could be somebody who couldn't pay their bills and had this shelter in place and had to go through this in worse circumstances. So you're absolutely right. Like, that is a beautiful point to bring forward. Marcia, what about you? What inspires you through all of this crazy?
Well, it's actually 3 things. It's prayer, learning more, and doing things that I enjoy. So like Melissa said, I think it was Melissa that said this, but you know, just learning, always be learning, you know, and that's something. And it's not just books or, you know, knowledge, learning all these courses and things, but it's also learning sharing others' experiences as well, and learning from them, their journeys. You know, it's to me, that's very fascinating. So I've always liked to say, life and business do not occur in a bubble. They don't. I mean, if you expect to thrive in life, you're not going to live in a bubble. You won't be able to. So I think those are the 3 things that really inspire me. And just
Yeah.
getting, spending more time with people. That's just because people are so important, you know, as opposed to, it caused me to slow down also, you know, being in this time, to slow down and really assess what's really important in, you know, in life. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's even to Jan's point, right? Is people are so important, and
Yep.
and being able to build. One of the things that I think inspires me, because there's a couple of times in this process of creating this conference that I am challenged, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to look at the computer screen anymore. I would really just like to play Tetris and like drink. That would be way more fun than kind of, you know, doing some of the tasks that I have to do. But what inspires me is I 100% believe that you all are the solution to the world's problems. People like you, people who are passion driven, people who are experts in your field that don't get recognition for being experts in your field because we're the little guys, right? But you and I are so close to remembering what it's like to come through and pull out of different scenarios. And when it really comes down to it, you know, the hierarchy of our societies are not going to save us from this, but us individual entrepreneur minded people who can like be pivot, you know, can pivot and see a problem and create a solution for it. Each of you did that, right? Each of you in your own space actually said, here is the problem that I see. I'm going to do something about it. Let me create. And really what we need is new solutions, right? We need a different answer to what the corporations are giving us for our problems, right? We need a different answer to what the governments are saying we're going to get out of this. And when we can all come together in this middle space, right, where we have the ability to help change the world, and we grow in our own businesses. And it's like some of our viewers and some of the people who are going to come to the conference is really entrepreneurs, right? All of us have the ability to actually be the game changer, the thought leader, and the person who takes somebody who didn't have an option and gives them one, right? And most of you are that, right? You are that option giver. Here's a pill. I can give you this pill. It's a little harder work than the pill that they're trying to give you, but in the end, you will be way better off, right? And with Andrea and Melissa and Irina specifically, right? They're giving options on how we can actually help ourselves heal ourselves, right? So that we aren't hell-bent on going down this path of lifelong of sickness. And we have Wanda, who is giving people options on how they can protect themselves from having a generation after generation of poverty. And the same thing with Jan. Generation after generation of poverty can be broken by just connecting with these two women, right? And Marcia, who's helping people understand two things, which she doesn't know that she's promoting this, but that artists can also be business owners, right? That artists have a value in the world, and they help us express ourselves in ways that help other people come to our businesses and connect with our businesses. And we may have the words, but she has the visuals that will help us. And what do they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words. And so she really kind of helps in that. And so with each of us coming together, and this is, again, just a fraction. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you on the call right now of 24 breakout speakers, right? So if this little snippet is what this conference is going to be, I could have ran this conference with just y'all. Like, you guys are so dynamic right here alone. But you know, together, though, we can really create what is coming next. And that was why we were so inspired to call this conference the next Global Virtual Conference. What's next for you? What's next for your business? What's next for your world? Because right now is the time for us to make these decisions. Yes, go and vote, right? But also have a plan. And that is what we're going to do over the weekend. So I wanted to kind of bring back the conversation a little bit. And I wanted to ask you all, who, as we go through this conference, we want to keep networking, right? We're always talking about staying connected. And so I want to know, who do you think should come see you at this conference? Who would be the person I'm talking to you right now? I'm going to give you a shot. I'm going to let you talk directly to the person who you want to see at this conference, and why they should come and see you in your breakout session. So again, Zoom is creating your order. So Jan, you get to go first this time.
Well, who I'm talking to is really the coaches, the consultants, the trainers, the healers, who perhaps are charging still by the hour, having a really hard time upping their rates, putting together packages where they're not just giving away all of their expertise and knowledge and wisdom for free and over delivering, so that they're struggling. And I want to see the coaches and all of them stop struggling and really create an amazing income for themselves and lead by example too for their clients. So for all of those coaches that are kind of thinking, oh, I want to charge more, but it's COVID and, I'm not so sure. And I don't know how to do that sales thing, and and it's yucky and it's icky. And and I don't want to be pushy. All the negative things I hear about sales. Seriously, you got to come listen to me, because I am so passionate about selling with compassion and confidence, but also in integrity, because we have to be in integrity, right? We have to be in integrity in our sales. And that to me that's the ideal person that I want to be speaking to. So if you're ready to literally take your business to the next level through sales, which is the easiest way to do it, then you need to come and listen to me, because I will change your world, guaranteed.
Hey, yes, she will change your world, people. She will change your world. I'm so excited. I'm like ready to go. I'm ready for my world to be changed. Marcia, what about you? Who should come and see you at the conference in your breakout?
Honestly, people that are struggling. Oh my God, what happened? Can you guys hear me? Oh, there we go. My screen went black for a minute. I was like, what the heck? And it's charged, so it's not. I would say, especially entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. I would say anybody that really struggles with communicating their voice as a business, but I'm really geared especially to entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. So I think that the thing is, everyone has something important to say. So it's so important for them to learn, to understand. I love that word, important. Do you notice that? I keep saying it over and over. But there are things that you have to say, and the world needs to hear what you have to say and what you have to offer them. So I mean, that's basically, I think, people that, and you said, why should they come see me? Mm-hmm. They should come see me because I know how to get people into their world, to think more about who they are to their core. Not that I'm saying people don't know how to think of think about themselves or communicate themselves completely, but I know how to get really deep down and focus on your brand building blocks, things that are based upon who you are, your I don't want to give it away, but yeah. So yeah, that's based upon who you are. I was going to say some stuff, but sometimes I can go way into, and I don't need to, but yeah, I know that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I will say, Marcia has been life-changing and brand-changing in my world. So I highly suggest you go see her, especially if you're just not quite sure what your voice is, and what that looks like in picture. You might know what your voice is, but you may not know what that looks like in graphics, in how it is laid out on different brand materials, how your website looks. Like all of those spaces. And she is really a genius when it comes to kind of being able to take what your words are and transforming them into the visual aesthetic of what you're really looking for. She made my brand look rich. And that was what I wanted it to feel like. And she made it look fun and whimsical. And so, yeah, definitely go and check her out. Wanda, what about you? Why should someone come and see you at the breakout session? Who are you talking to?
Well, I'm talking to people who want to protect their legal rights, right? They want to protect, they want to respect and have a remedy for their legal rights, but mainly to make sure that you are able to have that access. But the main thing that I actually said, people who are passionate about starting a business. Okay, if you start think about starting a business and you want to get your legal entity together, I am definitely the lady that you want to see, because I have a great service that we have that's very affordable. But people, because a lot of us, a lot of times, well, we're seeing what's happening, right? You're working from home. What happens? Your boss lays you off. What do? So my biggest thing this year has been about asking God, what is your passion? What do you want to do? Look what happened. People start making masks, start baking cakes. So those different things of your passion of a business that you want to get into, I can help you with that. But also making sure that your family's protected, because I mean, our legal rights are at stake right now, and we need to make sure that we're protected with that. So I would love to, I mean, we have so many services on Monica. I'm just like, I get passionate about this. I like to share, so sharing and educating. But yeah, people who really, but the main thing is that if you want to get into your own business, come see me. If you know you got teenagers or college students, come and see me, because we have those different services that we can provide and help you with that. So, but that's the main thing about making sure you got protection, you got respect, and your remedy of how you're going to handle that. So, I would love to see that.
Absolutely. The important part that she said I want to pull out is even if you were a part-time hobbyist on the outskirts, just being able to go see Jan and seeing Wanda, right? Just those two alone instantly change your life. Instantly change your life. Not only that, but then we're doing workshops throughout the conference that will help you flesh out what your thoughts are and what you're trying to do with this business. So all of that, just those two alone, you can get your whole jumpstart your business and be really rocking and rolling. And so I'm excited. So definitely you're going to check out Wanda, and Wanda will be working. She's actually doing human resources and helping you protect your humans as resources. So Irina, what about you? Why should someone come and see you in your breakout session?
Well, as you already mentioned, my passion, it's from my personal life experience, is lying with the people who somehow got affected by diabetes. And it's not necessarily you to have diabetes, but somebody you love, you care for, maybe have this problem. And the reason why I think people have to come to listen to me, because we are very often so busy with our lives, with our everyday activities, that we are forgetting about taking care of ourselves. And unfortunately, the society, the everything that is surrounding us prepared us to be the first victim of that disease, because you go to a restaurant, you go to the store, you look commercial on the TV, everywhere what is being promoted is not exactly contributed to your health, to keep you healthy and good. So we don't think about it. We think we are indestructible. We think that we are tanks that could go without stop. But what my concern is that it's not always truth. And actually, it's not truth. And I just feel that I have to speak about it. I have to open your eyes. I think I have to share some information that may inspire you to make some changes and get prepared for the time when the quarantine is over. We have to go further. We have to be healthy and we have to be ready to move. And that's what the whole thing is about. And I think if you have somebody affected by diabetes, or you yourself somehow have the danger, come talk to me. Or if you just feel that you need some inspiration in the health department, come talk to me.
Yeah, and so Irina will actually be covering nurturing. So if you are a parent, if you are a caregiver, if someone is in your care, she's going to be helping you identify how to really care for them. And she's really passionate about that as a caregiver herself of someone who suffered from diabetes and passed on. She really kind of understands what that nurturing can do and how it is a form of your self-expression. And so super excited for you to go and have some time with Irina. You will definitely be able to hear a little bit more of her story, and also find some ways for you to be able to be a better nurturer to those who are in your life. Absolutely. Melissa, why should someone come and see your talk?
I, like Irina, am going to be opening people's eyes. One of my greatest frustrations today, and Andrea alluded to this very gently earlier, is the fact that our medical industry, our pharmaceutical industry, and our food industry are for profit. That means all decisions are being made on how to optimize their profit as opposed to optimizing human health. My work in the holistic realm of things is about optimizing human health. And I know there are so many people out there that know something is wrong. We are our own best doctor because we've lived in our body our entire life. And when we go to the doctor looking for answers, and maybe there's some blood work done, and we get told there's nothing wrong with you, or it's all in your head, and we go home and continue to struggle and wonder what is wrong, it's incredibly frustrating. It can become debilitating. It's lonely. And I am offering different solutions, as you said before. I have functional medicine lab tests that I can offer people that allow us to see what is truly going on inside your body, so that we can get to the root cause of your struggle. And once we know that root cause, we can then start your body coming back into balance using herbal and natural supplements. And in doing so, when the body comes back into balance, it heals itself. It will heal a broken arm or a broken leg. It will heal a cut wound. And when we bring it back into balance, it can also heal all of the chronic illness that is out there. And it isn't a magic pill, and it does take work. And I look at all of you and lifestyle changes, not just nutrition. There's many pieces to this, but I hold your hand and I guide you on that journey. So you don't have to do all the research and you don't have to figure it out on your own. And I help you get there, because you can get there. And that's what I want people to know, is there is another way and you can heal. But because of our broken medical system, your mainstream doctors aren't being allowed access to those labs, because those labs help you heal, as opposed to putting more profit into the pockets of big pharma as you get prescribed yet another drug and another drug and another drug. So if you're struggling with getting answers to your health, come to my talk and I will show you another way.
I love that. So what y'all can't see on Facebook world is the ladies in the chat talking to her. She's amazing. She's right. Absolutely. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. So clearly they're all excited to see her talk. And also to work with her in the future. And so it's so exciting to have her on our stage as well. And last but not least, we have Andrea. Why should someone come and see you?
Okay, well, we're gonna have a good time because we're gonna talk about your sphere of influence and how to increase referrals. And it's a fun topic because there are a lot of places where people don't think about how to do that, namely the ask, like, who do you know who, right? And so I'm going to touch on that. I'm going to touch on how you shape that narrative for your friends and the people that are going to refer to you. I love this topic because of my work with team as director and just getting imaginative about how to create and I like to say culture, you know, develop your sphere of influence is vital to your work. So no matter where we are networking online or in person, having a cogent system and a plan to nurture those people in your sphere of influence is vital to your, you know, success as a business owner. So that's what I'll be talking about. And that affects all of us. I mean, we all, I'm, you know, I'm talking to me too, because as I sit here and put this together, I'm like, yeah, I should do more of that too. Just because we have a lot of hats to fill and maybe we need resources and other people and things like that. I just hired my first VA. My goodness, what took me so long? Like, duh, you know, little things like that. So I can do what? Be in my business and be with my clients and be with the people that I've serviced well before, so that people will come, you know, I heard through so-and-so, yay, that is the best type of lead, guys. They're coming in warm. So there's a lot to talk about there, and I'm excited to share what I know, take comments, and you know, brainstorm with the people on my panel too.
So the last question is our share knowledge, and I want to have Jan go first because Jan has to hop off really quickly. But what I wanted to ask is one tip, one real quick tip that they can do right now to do something different to change their sales. What would you have them do?
Well, I think the priority is to make it a priority. You know, I talk to women and they would rather go clean the garage. I'll scrub the kitchen floor. Oh no, I'll go take that course on how to learn how to do Facebook ads. Oh, maybe I'll go, you know, find my VA. Whatever. The thing is we have to prioritize sales if we're going to do them, right? This doesn't just happen magically. This isn't an Aladdin's lamp type of thing. You have to do sales in order to make sales. And in order to have a business, you have to be having sales conversations. So make it a priority.
Awesome. I'm going to do that right now.
Okay.
Buy those passes to the conference. You don't want to miss it. For only $59, you can hang out with Jan, and I don't think her program is $59. So that is a deal and a steal. Go get those passes now. Early bird ends on Friday. Melissa, what about you? What is the one thing they can do right now?
I fully agree with Jan, and I want to add to that and just ask you to ask yourself, are you worth it? Are you worth investing in the $59 and the time on the weekend to show up and be present and learn? Because you will get so much more out of it. And the best way to guarantee that you actually get there is to put it in your calendar now with alerts, with reminders, so you don't forget come Saturday, October 24th. And I know you're worth it, and I hope you know that too.
Here, we should end the show on that note. Just playing. But there are so many others to talk to. That was great, though. I want to hire you from a sales team. You're awesome. The next in line on the Zoom lineup here is Andrea. What about you? What is the one thing?
The one thing, there's so many things, but Jan and Melissa kind of knocked it out of the park about just showing up for yourself and your business, because they mean something to you. You're doing it because you're inspired to do it. You do have that burning why. And I think women in particular are more guilty of asking for the sale or something like that. And not that these women on this call are like that. Are we girls? No, ladies. I hate the word girls. And so my one tip is, yeah, definitely come check us all out. It's gonna, and you'll have 7 days to take great notes. If you buy, you know, the 7-day pass, or if you do the $99 pass, you can check in with us for 30 days. It's going to be an amazing workshop with lots of great content. And I'm really excited to do the trainings, because the MinkLife Motivation trainings are not to be missed. And then you'll finally understand why all these women are excited, and myself included. So that's my one tip. And bye, ladies who had to go, because we know we're spoken on an hour. So thank you.
Irina, what about you?
Okay. Well, along with all those lines, I don't want to repeat everything that already been told about love yourself, respect yourself, make sure that you are there and all this. I also wanted to remind you that this will be days when you don't want to miss a minute. And that means that you will be sitting on your chair all this time, which goes exactly against what I am suggesting and recommending everybody. My phone started falling on me. So I am constantly reminding, and all those my talks are finished, I'm wrapping it up, like keep moving. So make sure when you are very immersed in something in your activity, whatever you are doing, don't forget periodically, get up and do something for your body. Keep moving. That will help our body to stay ready for everything we want to do. So keep moving.
Hey, that's a smart move 360 tip right there, guys.
Yep.
Right there. Okay, Marcia, what about yourself? One tip.
One tip, I would say start with understanding yourself. And so, because a brand is a person that has a voice, evokes emotion, and spreads a message, which is by Richie Norton. And so if you understand yourself, the better you are able to communicate it to the world and share what you offer to the world.
Absolutely.
That's my one tip.
Absolutely. Wanda?
Well, passion. What is your passion? Right? A lot of us as women, we always sit beside and wait for our husbands, for our kids to do everything. But what is your passion? Do you want to do something that you've been wanting to do for a long time? What has God given you to do? So getting that passion and getting your own business, or if you have a business, growing your business, that is so important. So with all these ladies, I am so excited about them, hearing them myself. I mean, God, I'm like, oh, wow, this is inspiring. So if it's inspiring to me, and I'm sure it should be, get your tickets today. Get your tickets today. You don't want to miss this, because this conference is going to be awesome. And I am definitely looking forward to sharing and making sure that we all get, what we're coming here to get, inspiration and passion.
Mm-hmm. And with all of that, they have all, I want to really just say that I am not only motivated and inspired, but I am I'm very happy with the network that I have collected over this entire time, and the knowledge that you guys have all shared today. And so my one thing, even though you would think it'd be to actually just, get your passes, which, you should just get your passes. But the one thing that I want you to know, I want you to do is to share. I want you to share this experience with other people. I want you, if you know someone who is kind of trying to get a little business off the ground, or is trying to start a business, a home-based business, they're trying to sell Avon, or they're trying to sell, products off to the side, or they are already in a business and they want to take advantage of this global moment, right? All of those people need to know about this, and you can be the messenger. One of the things that I wanted to be when I was 12, my mission in life was to be a muse, which is a source of inspiration. And I identified with that because I was a talentless, bland, very, very much bland person at 12. And I thought that, well, as a muse, a person of inspiration, I just have to give inspiration to those who are super talented. So if you have a person who is super talented in your life, super talented, you know that they are going to go to the next level if they just had the right resources. Either share this conference with them or buy them a pass and say, you know what, I believe in you, I'm investing in you, you should go to this conference. And that would be my one thing that I would actually ask you to do. That one tip I would say is be the source of inspiration for someone else and share this experience with everyone else. So with that, we are coming to an end, and I am so sad because I could literally hang out with y'all all day, but I will be hanging out with y'all all day over the course of the weekend coming up on October 24th and 25th. But I wanted to share next week, we are coming with even more speakers. So be right here on Monday. We will share again with new speakers, speakers you haven't met yet. If this was a source of inspiration for you, I would love for you to share as well. Again, my favorite slide. I want to thank all of my guests, Marcia, Andrea, Jan, Melissa, Wanda, and Irina. Thank you so much. And remember that you have the power to activate the vision within. And like I said, sharing is caring. So like, share this broadcast or even this opportunity. If you want tickets to the conference, it is in the post. nextglobalvirtualconference.com. I can't wait to see you all next week, and I can't wait to share this experience with the rest of you coming up in just a couple of short weeks. Y'all have a great, blessed, awesome week, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.